Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. So we did the rings yesterday, the Ring of Fires. I'm wearing mine today because I thought it was cool. And I wasn't quite sure what to go about doing. I really wanted to use the wampum beads and the hair pipe beads that I bought. So I kind of came up with a little something last night, and we'll get into that in a minute. Not a lot to show as far as like things getting done because I wasted a lot of time last night, unfortunately. I got a big head and stuff after I did the 2-drop peyote and thought, oh, well, I'm going to teach myself how to 3-drop cord stitch. Well, that didn't go well. I was figuring it out, but my math was all wrong on it, and it didn't quite turn out. I'm going to have to do that another day because I kind of got frustrated with myself and disappointed myself quite well. So it was a good waste of my time. But is it really a waste of time? I don't think so, because if you're teaching yourself something and learning something, practice makes perfect. And as a piano player, I understand how that rolls, and I understand that the mistakes are part of the process. And so I'm just going to have to kind of look a little more into it. Maybe I'll teach myself the 3-drop peyote before I teach myself the cord. And yes, there is a difference. I know a lot of people think, oh, well, the 3-drop peyote is the cord stitch. No, they're two completely different stitches. And the reason for that is because, like, say you were going to do a 3-drop peyote tubular stitch and you wanted to cover something. I'm just going to use this as an example. You're going to obviously need something completely circular to do so. And that's where you would use your 3-drop peyote stitch. Now, the 3-drop cord stitch, on the other hand, I don't have anything misshapen or anything. But say you had a bottle where it gets smaller at the top. That's where you would use your 3-drop cord stitch because it will hold that pattern and keep the pattern looking well as it changes the shape. So there is a difference. I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all, but I know some people are like, oh, no, they're the same thing. No, they're not. And the gourd stitch is a very ancient stitch. It's a very beautiful stitch. I mean, the seeds look wonderful. But beads look wonderful. I always say seeds every single time. I kind of just call them that. That's okay. So I didn't really get much accomplished. I did come up with something, and we'll do that. That's what we're going to do on our video today. I'll show you here. I did get a little bit more done on my looming, which is looking pretty cool. I got some blue incorporated in there, and it's starting to kind of come into place. I just have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with this when I'm done with it. That's going to be a process within itself, but that's what we're here for. This is all a process, all learning process. So let me take this back. I'm going to put this back in the closet. I don't want it to get attacked by cats. So as far as today's video goes and what we're going to do today, I did kind of come up, this is my own pattern. This is something I just kind of, because I want to do something with my wampum beads that I got, and I really wanted to use them to make some earrings, so we are going to make some earrings today. But I wanted to incorporate the wampums in that, these beautiful little things. And I had a few more of my hair pipe horn beads left. So I want to use these buffalo horn beads a little bit. So what I came up with, I like to call it the Smoky Wampum Triple Dangle Earrings. They're actually really pretty. I don't think the light quite does them justice. But if you were to wear them, they look really nice. So we're going to make these today. And you don't necessarily have to have the wampum beads or the bone bead, the bone hair pipe bead at the top. You could use a different bead if you wanted. I liked this hair pipe bone at the top because it has a large opening, and you have to go in and out of this part a lot when you make these. So I liked that. But you could use like I want to say the hair pipe bones are, these are 1/2 inch. So if you have any 1/2 inch beads, you could use like a tubular 1/2" bead that you might have. And then as far as the wampums go, I don't know what size these are. Let me see if I can measure one of them real quick, and you can kind of figure it out. Because, I mean, they're not very big. They're tiny little guys. So, let me get my ruler. I have a good centimeter ruler here, because it'll probably be centimeters I'm going to go with. Okay, so they're about 1/4 inch long. So any beads that you have that are tubular, that are 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch long, would work perfect for this. It's not like you have to have the wampum beads. If you do, you can get these online. These are just the glass ones. These aren't the actual shell ones, but these are just the glass ones, and they're so pretty. And I don't think they're very much. Shipping is probably more of an issue, because we all know shipping is crazy expensive right now. And then, you know, any kind of tubular 1/2 inch bead in place of the horn beads would work fine. You could even go to your local craft store, and I think they have like plastic ones that look like this, and that's not going to hurt anything. Nobody's going to know the difference. For me personally, the buffalo means a little something to me, so the buffalo horn I wanted on there. So it's a personal preference, really, more than anything. And you can use any color. You don't have to have black and white. You could use, you know, a different color. I was actually thinking about putting one together for the bone hair pipe beads that I have too. So we are going to get into those. So as far as our supplies that we're going to need today, let me find my stuff here. You're going to want to use a size 0 nymo thread, a thin thread, something thin and strong. And I like this because it's nice and thin. So a nice, thin, strong thread. A size 0 nymo I would highly recommend, because it works wonderfully and blends in there real good. And then we're going to need a size 11 needle, me and my bent needles. And you're going to need obviously some kind of pair of scissors to, you know, cut your thread with. And then you're also going to need some beeswax. You're going to need some earring findings. So that's kind of bunched up and weird looking together. I'll take one out so you can see. They're just your typical dangle earring findings. So you're going to need 2 of those, one for each earring. And I'm only making one today because I've already made one, because I wanted to kind of try it out. So, and then as far as beads go, you're going to need, like I said, a 1/2 inch tubular bead. I've been using the buffalo horn one here, and that's just a 1/2 inch. And I'm using a black. Well, they kind of look black. They're, you know, like the buffalo horn. They're kind of black and little hints of stuff throughout. And then like a white 1/4 inch tubular bead. These are the wampum beads, so I'm using those. And then I used my bead soup for this, but you're also going to need a size 8 seed bead. You're going to need one of those, just one. That's it, just one. Or even a larger size bead. You could use like a little pearl or something like that. Anything that has like kind of a larger hole in it so you can get through there. So you're going to need just one size 8 bead. And then I used, on this one, I used black at the top, and then this is like a beaver gray color, and then white. And those are size 11 seed beads. So you only need the one size 8 bead. That's the one that holds that bigger bead up top. And then you're going to need the black, the beaver gray, and white. And that makes our smoky wampums. They're beautiful. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to bring you all down here, and we'll get set up and ready to go. And we can dig right on in. All right, got my window open so I can see a little bit better. So we're going to need two, one for each earring. So you're going to need I'll just lay out what we need for 2. Just I'm only making one, but we'll get what we need for two. So we're going to need two of those guys. They're the buffalo hair pipe beads, 1/2 inch. And then we're going to need 6, 2, 4, 6 of the wampums. For each earring. So technically that would be 12 that you're going to need all together. And then you're going to need a size 8 black bead for each earring. So you're going to need 2 of those. Just 2. Nothing more. That one looks a little, whoa, running away from me. I got 3 down there. And of course our earring finding. We need 2 of those. I'm going to move this here so we can kind of stay focused a little. And these are so easy and quick to bust out. They're so easy to make. You're going to love them. They're super easy. Okay. And then as far as our colors of beads go, like I said, I used my soup. So I have a mixed bag here. And, whoa, a little bit more came out than I wanted to. Oh well. It'll be alright. I usually don't pour that many out. That just kind of came flowing out on me. But you do need a lot of beads for this, because that takes a lot of beads to do all that. That's a lot of beads. Excuse me. And our thread, we'll get that going. So the length of thread that I did, I'll kind of bring you up for a second. The length of thread I did was put my spool in my, you can choose your right or left. I just put it in my right because I'm right-handed. And then I grab my other one and I put my other, my hand to my opposite shoulder of where I'm holding the spool. And I just kind of hold it there and then spread my arm out. So it's going to be a arm length to your shoulder and then from your shoulder over your other shoulder. So that's going to be about the length you're going to need. Bring it back down now. I hope that made sense. Because you don't want to run out of thread when you're doing this, because I've never gone through that, so I don't know how even to go about attaching more thread. And we will wax that up. We'll get some beeswax on that. This is kind of a quick little easy video today, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with having a quick video and making something real quick. Plus you can wear it that day because you'll get it done that day. So, all right, got waxed up. Now, this is important. You want to put your needle on first before you do anything. So you put your needle on. If I can see it. There we go. So you put your needle on. And then what you want to do is kind of get these 2 bottom parts of your thread. You have your 2 tails here technically. And you want to line them up as even as possible, just like so. So you want to, pair them up, get them lined up together. I hope you can see that. And then what you're going to do, bring my light back over here, is you're going to put a knot there. So you're going to take that, you're just going to put a little knot there. I hold the 2 together and then I tie a knot. Just like so. And if you feel comfortable doing it, you can put another one in. If you feel comfortable with where it's at, you can leave it alone. I like to put a second one in there because I think earrings kind of, especially with dangles, they move around a lot and they take a lot of friction and stuff with them. So it's always best to kind of reinforce it a little. Go. So you got your double knot at the bottom. You got your needle on here. What you want to do, I hold it down here kind of by the knot I just made, and I just kind of make sure the needle's centered. Just kind of pull that out and make sure the needle's centered. All right, so now we're all set up and we can get to beading. So you're going to want to take your earring finding. You're going to pick up your needle. What you do is you stick your needle through that hole right there. Just bring it on up. And don't go all the way through. See, there'll be a little tiny, I don't know, hoop there of thread. And you want to bring your needle through that. And that attaches your thread to your finding, just like so. Now that we got our thread on there, what we're going to want to do is snip that piece off like that. And now we are ready to get to beading here. So first of all, what we're going to need first is we're going to need one of our hornpipe beads. And so you just take that and you stick that on there. It'll go all the way to the top like so. And then after that, in order to keep this on here, because it's got a bigger hole in it, so if you put beads on there, it's going to fall right through those beads, and there goes your hornpipe bead. So I put the size 8 seed bead, the size 8, on there to hold the hornpipe bead on, just like so. And that is our basis beginning of this bead, or this earring. This is super easy to do. It's kind of more about counting beads than anything. So I start off, oh, I forgot to lay out my black beads. Let me get those out real quick. These are size 11 black beads here. All of these beads from this point on that I'm using besides the wampoms are size 8, or size 11, I'm sorry. Jeez. Size 11 beads. And like I said, you can use any color, but that gray, I like gray a lot, and I thought that gray looked really pretty. So the first beads we're going to do are, we're going to pick up 5 black, and counting is really important. You want to make sure you get the exact number. So always double check. 3, 4, 5, perfect. And you just string that on down, like so. And then we're going to need 14 of the beaver grays, and this can take me a minute because I have a little, you probably won't be able to tell the difference on the camera, but these beads here, one's like a violet and one's like a gray, so it takes a minute to kind of pick them up. So we're going to pick up 14 of the grays. Okay, now I'm going to double check myself. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We got our 14 gray. See, that's where our first 2 contrasting colors come in. Now, you're going to want to pick up 9 white beads. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 and 9. Oh, I got a red in there. See that? Isn't that funny? I'm going to double check myself too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. All right, there's our 9 whites. Now, we want to add a wampum bead, or this would be your 1/4 inch tubular bead, like I said, you don't have to use wampum and horn beads. You know, anything you got that's a 1/4 inch tubular bead, or anything you have that's a 1/2 inch tubular bead would work just as well. And so we picked up our 9 white, we put on a wampum. Now we want to pick up 9 more white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I threw him. And 9. I'm going to double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Here we go. And then you're going to want to pick up another of your wet wampum beads, like so. And then we're going to want to add 9 more white beads. There we go. Double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay. And there's that. And now we need to pick up our 14. We're going to see, we're making our pattern, and basically we're going to come back up through. So we need to pick up 14 gray beads again. All right, I'm going to double check that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then and now see how when I bring this down, the thread kind of curled up. Always just kind of make sure that thread is taut. And it might do that where it kind of pinches in and you have this like thread curl coming through. Always just make sure that those are getting lined up and straightened out. Now we want to do 5 black beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. And that is our first hoop out of our triple fringe. So the next step, you're probably saying, okay, well, what the heck do I do? This is really simple. You take your needle, see all your beads are strung, and you take your needle and you go up to this size 8 seed bead here. Go up there and go through that and go through your horn bead and then just pull. Just pull your beads up. And see, that creates that hoop effect on there. And now that you've gone up through your horn bead, you want to kind of make sure you're pulled taut. What you want to do is you take your needle and go through the metal hoop on your earring finding. You want to go through that like that. And that'll latch that all together and hold on to it. And you can adjust it and pull on it a little bit after. Kind of pull it taut a little if you need to. And so we're up here and we're through our our earring finding right here. You can probably see that, I hope. And then what you want to do is come back down through your horn bead and through that black size 8. Just like so. Because you want to hoop around that metal piece on your earring finding. And that's going to hold on to, now this is the tricky part, is to not get wrapped up into your earring finding. There we go. I'm going to actually lay this down and kind of just do that. And then I like to give it a nice taut pull because that way you don't get gaps. You don't want any thread gaps showing in between your beads. So you want to pull it kind of taut and make sure there's sometimes the thread will come through and there'll be a little hoop kind of sticking out between the beads. Always make sure that those aren't there because that won't look nice You want to get all that thread through there, and you want to pull it nice and tight. And there is our first part of our hoop right there. And see, that's a little loose there. You can pull on that, kind of pull it tight. And you can pull it again after you get some on your other side. So now we're going to start in on our second row of beads. And on our second row of beads, we're going to need 5 black. Oh, black over here. Going for the gray. Now we got our 5 black beads, and then again with 14 gray, same number as the other row. And double check your counts. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. See, I only had 13. I'm glad I checked. I need one more bead here. 14. There we go. And we got our, see how that, I don't know if I can show you this. See how that hooped up like that? When I pulled that down, keep an eye out for that. You don't want the hoops to come through. So just kind of gently pull on your thread, and that'll line that out. You don't want to have hoops of thread coming through in between your beads. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is 7 white beads. So we need 7 white. And 7, double check. 2, 4, 6, 7. And then we add a wampum bead. And then we do 7 more white beads. And there's 7. And then we do another, see how that's hooping there? You'll see it. I want to make sure you see that, because I don't want you guys to have little hoops. This guy right here, this little hoop, see him coming through? Just give a little gentle tug, and it'll go away. You want to make sure that you don't have those thread hoops coming in. Okay, so we have 7 white, 1 wampum, 7 more white, and now we're going to put on another wampum, like so. Kind of bring it down a little so you can see it. And now we need, because we got 1 more row of white, we need 7 more. Now with every row that you do, like in the first row we did 9, in this one we're doing 7, and they just kind of decrease over the 3, so over time your beads are gonna kind of decrease as you go along. 2, 4, 6, 1 more, and 7. There we go. And now we need to go back and put on our 14 gray again. Always the gray and the black numbers are always the same. It's just the white numbers that change. So it's always going to be 5 black, 14 gray. And then it's going to change from 9 white, and then 7 white, and then 5 white. And that's just, it's just kind of slowly decreases those other colors as we go along. So get our 14 gray on here. That's a violet, I think. Double check ourselves. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14. Okay. And then 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like so. Now, that's our second hoop. Our second hoop of fringe. Now, we want to do the same as we did before, where we take our needle and come up through that black seed bead, that big size 8 black seed bead, and bring it all the way up and through. And it might, you want to kind of make sure that it's, sorry, I was trying to do it with my hand and it kind of tangled me up. Kind of twisted here. There we go. And just pull it nice and taut, like so. And see, we're back at the top again. We're back at the top of our earring, up by the finding. And now we want to take our needle and go through, because our thread's coming out of the bone bead there. And it has to have something to hook onto. So we bring it through here and just hang that thread over that. Whoop, got caught on the earring piece here. Like so. And that kind of gives it something to grab onto. And then we're going to bring it back down through the horn bead and that size 8. Just like that. And that holds that onto it. And then I like to give it a little tug and make sure we don't have any thread gaps, because you don't want your thread showing. Just like that. And now we're onto our last hoop. These are so fast to make and they look so beautiful. So let's do our last one here. So again, we're going to need 5 black beads, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. And then we're going to need, again, 14 gray beads. Oh, I got a green one on there. Alright, let's double check our numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Alright, and now we're going to need 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a wampum bead. 5 white again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think I'm running out of white in here. Oh, there's one. 5. There we go. And another wampum bead. Go. And hang on, I gotta pour a little more out because I'm running out of whites. Just a few. And 5 white. So we got 5 white wampum, 5 white wampum, and then we need 5 more white ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to put our 14 gray beads on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. And then our 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. And that is our final string. And then we're going to do like we did the other two, where we come up. I like to kind of hold my fringe off to the side, the ones I've already done, so they don't get in the way. Bring him up through that size 8 black bead and through our horn bead. What did I do? Get a little tangled here. There we go. And then gonna bring it through. This is where I knot it because this is the last part of it. Those are all of it. So you always want to kind of look it over and make sure we don't have any, you know, pieces of our thread popping through in between the beads or any extra loose thread hanging down. Give it a nice firm tug, not too firm because you want it to actually dangle and hang nice. And then we're at the top, so I'm going to go through my finding, and I'm going to make a knot here if I don't get knotted up in the finding. Maybe. There we go. Grab onto that. Pull tight. I'm going to do that again. Oh, I did it wrong. That's okay. We're going to cut that off anyway, so it don't matter. There we go. And I'm going to do that one more time. I do about 3 knots through there probably, just to make it nice and steady and secure. Not get in there. There we go. There we go. So I got about a triple knot up at the top. And then we take our needle, now that we're done and we're all knotted up and everything's together, and take my needle, bring it back down through that horn bead, back down through that size 8 seed bead, and then I kind of like to splay these out a little, and then I bring my needle through like so, and then all you got to do is snip it. Whoa. And the earring is finished, and that's our earring. That is my, what I call my Smoky Wampum Dangle, and I think they're absolutely just stunning little earrings. And this is what they look like on. I thought I'd put them on and ignore the headphones, but I thought I'd put them on and show you guys. They're really fun to wear. They're not. I thought they'd be too heavy, but they're not that heavy. And you've probably noticed I'm wearing different headphones. My cats chewed through my headphones yesterday, so I'm having to wear the ones I use at work. So, oh my goodness. Now I'm thinking I might do another video if anybody's interested for just the triple strand, normal triple strand. But I really do like the little extra. I don't know how well you can see it. The little extras on there, the little wampums and the horn bead. And maybe, I don't know, some kind of bracelet or something to go along with it. But they're really beautiful, really fun, really sharp looking. Thank you guys for coming by to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Any comments, feel free to leave a comment and like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.